Warren Buffett once said, quote, "The first rule of an investment is don't lose money. The second rule of an investment is to look at the first rule, and those are all the rules," end quote. If that is a philosophy you'd like to subscribe to but would still like to earn money and not have it sit under a mattress, this video is for you. Welcome, my name is Daniel McCluskey. I've worked with families from a few $100,000 to multiple 8 figures, take 30 to 40% of their net worth and make it impossible to lose to market downturns using the same strategy the rich have been using for centuries, and I can do it for you too. This strategy is called indexing, and it is done in 3 very simple steps. Number 1, very simply put, have money. Number 2, use that money to earn money. And number 3, use that earned money from the money that you had initially put up to buy options. Here is the idea. If we have our money in a spot similar to a high yield savings where it's able to get credited interest, let's say it is 4%, for example, and we put it in there and we're able to earn, in this case, $40,000. Instead of ever investing this $1 million and never putting it in the market, we are only using the interest to try to earn money. Therefore, we are never going to lose the $1 million due to any sort of market downturn. Now, what you might be thinking is, how are we going to make any real significant amount of money on the $1 million if we're only actually putting the $40,000 at risk? That is through what is called call options. What this allows us to do is we are able to purchase the option to buy something at the price it is today, a year, 2 years, 5 years from today, depending on how you structure the agreement. The best way to explain this is, let's say you had a home for $1 million and I would like to buy it. I just don't want to buy it today. I want to buy it a year from today. In order to have the option to purchase it for $1 million, what I would like to do is pay you that $40,000. Now, a year from today, if the home goes up to $1.2 million, do you think I'm going to buy it for $1 million? Well, of course I am. I just gained $200,000. However, if the home went down to $800,000, do you think I'm going to buy it for $1 million when I could just buy it for $800,000 instead? Of course, I'm going to buy it for the $800,000. The same thing works with indexes. So if it was an index like the S&P 500, you can decide a year from today if you would have liked that $1 million to have been in the market at that starting date. So if you had $1 million, again, you paid that $40,000 as an options budget to this index. Then, if the index went up 10%, well, would you have liked that $1 million to turn into 1.1 million? Of course. So you would exercise that option. You just gained $100,000. Now, if the market went down 40%, would you have liked that $1 million to be in the market and turn into 600,000? Of course not. You would have rather it been on the sidelines. So you would say, no, I'm going to keep my $1 million. That is how we are using just the interest to allow us to decide if we would have liked that money to be in the market up to a cap. So that is the other side of this. Yes, we completely protect ourselves from the market downturns, but generally with most indexes, we are going to have a cap. So if the market, let's say the S&P 500 went up 50% and we had a cap of 10%, we're not going to get the full 50, we're only going to get the 10%. So the whole idea with the IUL is we don't always shoot for these very high and pretty returns, but we avoid the down years and instead look for consistent, reliable returns, knowing that we have the peace of mind, not having to panic, go back to work, ruin our retirement if the market crashed like 2008, 2022, or early 2000. Now, this is all great, but how do I actually implement this strategy in the best way that is not only hands-free, but tax-free? That is what I have linked exactly below in the description. The next video will go over exactly how we do this. I look forward to seeing you there. Bye-bye.